remember, love hurts you just the same.
Thumbscrews, and he'd have confessed. The public would have said, well, that's nonsense, it's out, it's torture. The same section covers where pressure is put upon him, a manoeuvre is adopted, and it puts him at a disadvantage.
Keith Hall can never be retried for his wife's murder, but the ruling on his confession is understood to have serious implications for a number of forthcoming trials.
The search has been stepped up for the former Sheffield United chairman Paul Woolhouse. Creditors who are owed millions of pounds have appointed private investigators to track him down. Mark Calvert reports.
Mr Woolhouse was declared bankrupt before Christmas. His troubles, though, appeared to date back to 1990, when he agreed to buy Sheffield United in instalments. Since then, he's been bombarded with writs and dragged through the courts. Creditors were told that efforts to recover as much as £3 million have been hampered by his disappearance.
We've not seen any books and records that he may have, and therefore all the information that we've been seeking has had to come from third parties.
South Yorkshire Police say that he'll be arrested on sight.
That's the news. The weather now with Suzanne Charlton.
Good evening. There's cold and windy weather ahead for this weekend. There'll be hail, sleet and snow showers for some and rain for all of us, at least at one point in the weekend. Now, early this evening we were watching some wet weather moving its way southeastwards. In the last few hours it's begun to break up a bit and become more patchy, and it will continue to head away from the southeastern quarter of the country, turning clear here the skies later in the night. Further north there are plenty of showers, some heavy ones, and many of these across Scotland are already of snow, with some quite heavy snow showers to push right across towards the east coast of Scotland for a time overnight. In fact, we'll see a peppering of wintry showers over the hills, certainly as far south as about Wales. But a fairly cold night coming up for all of us. Temperatures will not be that far from freezing. There'll be some pockets of frost and ice, particularly up in Scotland. And here, the snowfall, which will be quite heavy over the hills, will drift in strong or gale force winds. It's going to be windy, as I said, throughout the weekend. More strong winds pushing these weather fronts in from the Atlantic quite quickly during Saturday. To start off with, in eastern areas it will be dry and bright, and there'll probably be some sunshine around, but the showers will still be there across the north and down through the west. Again, a rather wintry feel to some of them over the hillier areas, but over Northern Ireland the change in the morning as cloud and rain sweeps in on those strong winds. As the wet weather heads across the hills from North Wales northwards, just a short spell of sleet and snow, but really it's the wet weather that just about envelops the whole country by the end of tomorrow afternoon, so turning out to be jolly wet and cloudy and feeling cold as well, especially when we take into account the strength of that wind. Gales in many areas and even severe gales buffeting some areas across the north. And still a very strong run of winds from the west or northwest across the country on Sunday. Fairly bright in the east, perhaps a little bit cloudy down around the south coast areas, and some drizzle will return to the southwest late in the day. But all in all, it's going to be a showery day, with showers starting off in the west, heading eastwards. Again, some sleet and snow, even at low levels in Scotland, and feeling cold in that wind.
A world torn apart by the arrival of a mysterious stranger. Sam Neill, Nicole Kidman, Billy Zane. A game where the stakes are never too high. Nail-biting tension, dead calm. The Tuesday night movie on BBC One.
It's Mothering Sunday this weekend, and the butt of all those dreadful jokes, the mothers-in-law have their chance to hit back on BBC Two now. Tough drama from Frederick Forsyth in BBC One's Film at 10:20, starring Christopher Walken leading the Dogs of War on a dangerous mission against an African dictator. Now on BBC One, a new beginning for Jade, but what of the future for Frank and Tessa? Can the pendulum swing the other way?
make a noise. Tessa had a bad night with Alice.